Sharing her insights on engineering trust at scale, how AI and quality shape the future of technical operations at Southwest Airlines, is a visionary who leads transformative technology initiatives for the TechOps division at Southwest Airlines. With nearly 25 years of experience in aviation technology, she has driven innovation across engineering leadership, large-scale modernization, and operational excellence. Her teams build and support mission-critical systems that power aircraft maintenance, fleet reliability, supply chain operations, and real-time decision-making. Under her leadership, TechOps technology is advancing cloud adoption, accelerating DevOps maturity, elevating engineering quality, and preparing for responsible AI. Well, a passionate advocate for emerging technologies, she focuses on delivering reliability, speed, and trust at scale. Outside work, she loves exploring cultures around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us all the way from Dallas, Texas is Miss Jyoti Rai, Managing Director of Technology, Southwest Airlines. Let's welcome her with a thunderous round of applause. Welcome, ma'am.
Okay, so who am I? My name is Jyoti Rai, and I have over 3 decades, not that I'm counting, 3 decades of IT experience, of which 25 years have been spent at Southwest Airlines. So quite a lifetime there. So first of all, about Southwest Airlines. Now, I know that we made a little bit of a buzz recently here in Hyderabad. But those of you who may not know about Southwest Airlines, it's a Dallas, Texas-based U.S. airline. We operate, it's actually one of the largest in U.S., and if you look at the number of passengers that we serve, we are the largest in U.S. Operating 4,000 flights daily, serving, I don't know, over 100-some destinations, and not just domestically, but also, international cities as well. And we are rapidly growing. Southwest Airlines is not a new airline. It actually formed in 1967, a lot before some of you were born, right? But didn't fly until 1971. It has grown leaps and bounds. I joined Southwest in 2001 and served in many different technology teams, kind of getting a feel for what it's like to work for an airline. Well, just like healthcare, just like any financial institutions, airlines are highly regulated in what they do, okay? So guess what? Building that engineering trust is extremely important. I joined the specific TechOps technology department about 3 years ago. And you would think that airline systems are the latest and the greatest. Well, think again, all right? We recently, in the last couple of years, were able to get rid of mainframes. Think about that, okay? So it's a system of complex, siloed systems that somehow need to come together to help that end user fly from point A to point B. So what do I do in TechOps? What is TechOps, technical operations? So a little bit about that. Technical operations in airlines, these are the people that are responsible for the fleet strategy for the company. How many airplanes do we need to fly the flight schedule? These are the people responsible for bringing in the planes from Boeing or other places into the company and making sure that they maintain it for the rest of its life while it's in service before it gets retired. Okay, sound simple? No, no. So what do we do? What does my team do? My team looks after the applications. It's a portfolio of about 55 to 60 applications required to run the tech ops department. My team consists of 11 some really talented managers and senior managers that look after about 25 development teams. That's how strong the organization is to be able to take care of the needs of technical operations at Southwest Technology. Okay? All right, so I joined this particular team about 3 years ago, 2023, and what I saw there was this area had just recently come out of a very complex migration of an MRO system, which was the largest in aviation's history. They had just migrated from 2 MRO systems into a single MRO system, and what were we seeing? We were seeing a lot of stability issues, systems going down, customers not happy. We needed to build trust. We needed to build trust. And so my good friend here, Ankit, who just talked about PTSD. So how do we go about building that trust, engineering that trust? Taking a look at PTSD, what did Ankit talk about? Process debt, technical debt, right? System debt, and data debt. They were all present in that organization. And I'm looking at Ankit's slide and going, yep. Right on, Ankit. Okay? So we started this transformation journey about 3 years ago, and we said we are going to take care of the technical debt, the process debt, the system debt, and the data debt. And how are we going to do this? Ankit also talked about people, process, and technology, the old stuff, but it's so real, right? We needed to upskill our people. We did that, not just through training. Training is one aspect of upskilling our people. We not only need to train them, but we need to actually empower them. And it's so fascinating to see once you empower the people, the results you get out of that. Okay? And so empowering our people really helped us in taking care of some of the most important aspects of bringing that reliability and bringing that trust. And Qualizeel has been my trusted partner in making sure that we have the right talent at the right time. So once we took care of the people, of course, we needed to take care of the processes. We needed to make sure that we are providing our people with a framework that they can live by. Remember, it's a framework, not, hey, you must do this. Here's the framework. Let's go and improve our processes. And the framework that we adopted was the SAFE adoption. Those of you who are familiar with this know as Scaled Agile framework. The thing that I love about that framework is, again, the empowerment of the people. We actually work for 8 weeks toward our customer delivery, and then we take a break, and we go, we are going to invest in our people through training, or continuous improvement, or innovation. It provides the people the time to do the innovation, the stuff that they love. And it has produced tremendous results for us. And now, the last leg, technology. The technology transformation that we needed to do, remember the portfolio of about 55 to 60 applications? All of those were running on premises in our data center, except for one. So what did we need to do? We needed to do our cloud transformation. So we started our journey in 2023, and we are 90% in the cloud at this time. And what has that done for us? What that has done for us is we are using the latest and the greatest tools that cloud brings to us. And of course, with that came our adoption of the two-letter word that everybody is talking about, and that is AI. So here was a very large-scale transformation, taking an organization of over 250 people and making sure that we were successful and that we are setting ourselves up for the future. And what is that future? Of course, the adoption of AI and taking that forward. Now, mind you, Ankit also talked about, as part of PTSD, the D part of it, right? Our data tech. The data debt is very prevalent in a lot of the organizations. A lot of the organizations, and it was true of tech ops technology as well. Our data was captured in things like Microsoft Access databases, you name it, and it was there, okay? And so we needed to do something about that. And we kept that front and center because we knew we wanted to enter the age of engineering trust, the age of AI, how do we get there, and how do we set ourselves up? So here we go. Very successful transformation, but now as we step into the future of engineering trust, coming from that people process technology or that PTSD, we are keeping two things front and center. Two things, okay? And what are those two things? Well, quality in AI builds trust in what we deliver. And AI in quality accelerates how we deliver it. And organizations that keep these two things front and center are going to succeed, are going to be able to step into the future of AI. And organizations that fail to keep these two things front and center are going to be going fast with fragile systems. And that's a combination, going fast with fragile systems. That's something no airline, no enterprise, or no customer can afford. And of course, Southwest can't afford that. It's the question of brand. It's the question of reputation, operational reputation. And also, it's more than that. It's deeply human. Our lives are at stake. When you fly, you put that trust in that airline. And we want to make sure that we continue to keep that trust. And we are going to go do that through quality. So Qualizil, thank you for inviting me. I appreciate you all. And we'll be talking more. Thank you so much. Are we taking questions or later? Yes, one.
being an airlines, in a day in day out, in a daily you work with massive amount of sensitive data of the customers, and then right now you said that earlier you worked with the mainframes and then cloud adoption. So now you moved the data to a third party, right? And then you also said that in a day in, day out, you work with multiple apps, approximately 50 apps. And then the teams which are working on that data day in, day out are 50 teams. So how did you try to manage to protect the data of the customers, and at the same time, the cloud adoption is primarily to innovate faster and then make that difference of how Southwest Airlines is different from any other. So how did you try, how did you manage to pull up all those things and then successfully did that cloud adoption and then running the operations in daily?
Really good question. Really, really good question. Thank you for that question. Yes, you're right. That was a lot to be achieved in the last 3 years. The entire PTSD that Ankit talked about. It's a large portfolio, a large number of teams, and a lot of objectives to achieve. From cloud adoption to DevOps maturity, to people empowerment, to safe adoption, and all of that. And it all started with getting the buy-in of the people. So as I came into this department, I polled my department, and I go, what are some things that you are struggling with? And of course, all of these were at the heart of it. So it started with the buy-in. What problems do you want to solve? Engineers want to engineer. They want to crank out code as fast as they can do. Nobody wants to get bogged down by setting up the infrastructure, right? Okay, there we go. We are going to go and speed up our cloud adoption with it. And guess what? I'm going to empower you to do that, okay? You're going to bring the solutions to us. I'm not going to dictate that for you. So the empowerment of the people, the buy-in of the people helped us get the processes in place and actually sped up our cloud journey. And we not only sped up our cloud journey, we all got the buy-in from each one of our people to make sure that we were doing complete automated CI/CD pipelines. And people say, if you focus too much on quality, you're slowing down delivery. My experience was just the opposite. By investing in quality in those pipelines, we actually sped up the development. So just to keep it short, it was the buy-in of the people. The buy-in of the people was really, really important. Nobody wants to fight production issues. Everybody wants to build something new. And that's what drove them to do all of these things.